and welcome to MG Tracy. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. If you're not a subscriber, then I'd love you to join the MG Tracy family. Now, I made a video of the earlier version of the General Electric washer dryer, and this sort of double unit is in a lot of apartments and timeshares and hotels, flats where there's fairly tight on space, but they are a fantastic bit of kit. Now, I've recorded some in the shop so you can see the current pricing, so I shall show you that now. So you can see it comes as electric or gas, and this is the very latest version that's on sale in the shops that we'll have a look at in a moment. It's 1398 plus tax currently, and this is the latest version for General Electric. If you've got the older version, then I'll put a link below so you can see it. It's very similar. Seems a lot of money, but it's a fairly good machine. So they're not a cheap item, but this is a great bit of kit. And because in the bottom you've got your washing and in the top you've got the drying, you can have them both running simultaneously, and that means you can do a full laundry load really, and it'll be ready within an hour, depending on the setting, which is fantastic. However, if you've not used one of these before, this video is going to give you the idiot's guide on how to use the GE washer dryer. So the first thing to do, if this is not your machine and you're in a hotel, is see if there's anything we left in there, and there has. So you need to take that out before you start, in case you've got a black sock or something that's been left in there that's going to ruin your whitewash. But you can see from the angle it's not that easy to get in, so get in there and check that's okay. This bit here is where you're going to put your fabric conditioner if you use it. The machine itself senses the weight of the clothes and will do some of the adjustments automatically, so you just need to put your laundry detergent on the top of the clothes in there, and then this just pulls down. Now the top one, again, make sure no one's left anything in there, but the most important for this one, because this is a fire hazard, is here is your filter for the lint, and you can see some there. So before you use it each time, particularly if it's the first time you used it, you need to get all this out of here, because this is how the hot air is venting, and if it can't get out, then that will stop the machine working very well, but could even worse be a fire risk. So make sure you've cleaned that out there, and that just slots back. So what happens is the hot air is coming out of the back of the unit, it goes through here to trap anything, comes back out the bottom through this bit, and then is vented away. Right, let's have a look at the actual controls now. I'll give you, because this is Idiot's Guide, just the quick settings, because you've got lots of options. Remember, the actual weight and that is being done by the machine automatically. So this is your main button for washing. White, heavy, medium, light. Colours, heavy, medium, light. I tend to just use the colours on medium. It seems fine on almost everything, and it's quite quick. You've got a speed wash here. That's not as good at getting everything right, and you've got delicates, casuals. Bulky items, as if you've got, I don't know, sea shoes or something like that you want to get cleaned and don't want them to go smelly, so they can go in there, and it does a different sort of spin speed, so they don't clonk around, and you can just quickly do that. I showed you earlier where the fabric softener goes, which is in there, just a capful. If you're using fabric softener, you need to push this deep rinse button here, and that then will tell the machine that it needs to do another rinse with the fabric conditioner. Start pause is running for the washing machine, is really what that's doing. Then you've got your temperature here. Again, I just tend to have it on warm most of the time. That seems to get the clothes nice and clean, and it doesn't then take ages heating the water up. You've got some options here for pre-soaking. So if you have badly stained stuff, then you can put that and put a second rinse in. But remember, if you're going to hit that deep rinse with conditioner, you're going to get a second rinse. Then this start button is now for the tumble dryer on the top. And again, I tend to just be somewhere here where it says less dry. As long as you take the clothes out at the end of the cycle, you'll find you don't have to iron them. You can just fold them up or hang them up. If you go too dry, then sometimes it just isn't as easy. The clothes just sometimes have got a few creases in. Just leave it on that one there. And obviously there's a lot of options here. You could just time it, but I don't really see the point of that. I think you want to let the machine sense when the clothes are dry enough to come out. So it's close in, select your button and then start. And it'll bleep, tell you when it's finished. And obviously when you open it, that stops. And it's exactly the same for here. Once the lid is down, select your medium, hit start, having put in your washing powder or liquid in, and this lid will then be locked until the machine has finished its cycle. But all in all, if you have this as a little production line going, I say you'll be able to find your laundry is done amazingly quick, particularly if you're on holiday and that, which is very useful. And of course these sort of things are really good for getting beach towels dry and that sort of thing, so you're not trying to hang towels over the balcony. I always like to have an apartment or flat that has its own washer dryer rather than sitting in a laundromat somewhere, and this bit of kit definitely does that. If you've got any questions, put them below. This is Paul from London. I'm currently somewhat hotter in Florida, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheerio.